coverage you can count on.
Breaking news at 4 o'clock. At least 4 people are dead and 9 others injured after a high school shooting in Winder, Georgia. That's a suburb of Atlanta. Thanks for joining us on this busy news day. I'm Lena Tillett.
And I'm Dan Haggerty. Law enforcement sources telling CNN the shooter is believed to be a 14-year-old and is currently in police custody. This happened at a high school about an hour outside of Atlanta. As we take a live look now, this is the media staging area that you see here. This is in Barrow County, Georgia, where authorities are planning to give an update any moment. We want to get you these updates of the very latest that we know right now. Ashley Rowe is following the latest coming in. Ashley, what can you tell us?
Well, guys, the shooting happened at Apalachee High School at around 10:23 this morning. Parents and students still being reunited at this hour. Here's the very latest. 4 people have died. We don't know if they are students or teachers. At least 9 people went to the hospital with injuries. You may be seeing varying numbers here. This is the confirmed 9 people hospitalized. That number likely to change. The suspect is in custody and alive. Investigators have not identified this person yet. The school day had just gotten started. Students were in second period when gunfire erupted inside their school.
I heard like the policemen were chasing the person up and down the hallways. You can hear the shooting, but from like afar.
We got in a corner, some girl started crying, and then like I was like, calm down, and then the teacher, she was shaking and everything.
I want to show you this video. This is the football field where students started to gather when they were let out of the school, and you can see this prayer circle starting to form here. And these are text messages. This is really hard. Between a mother and a student. It's just an example of how frightening this was for the people inside the school during this shooting. The student saying, "School shooting right now. I'm scared. I'm not joking. I love you." Mom saying, "Love you too, baby." And then at the very end, underneath, someone's dead. WRAL's Brian Schrader is in the WRAL Live Center monitoring updates coming in from investigators. Brian?
Ashley, we're expecting that press conference from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to begin at any minute now. We're going to be monitoring those live pictures here in the WRAL Live Center. All new in the past 5 minutes, former President Donald Trump has posted on Truth Social about the shooting, saying these cherished children were taken from us far too soon by a sick and deranged monster. And in the past hour, Vice President Kamala Harris at a rally in New Hampshire said it was a senseless tragedy. Quote, "We've got to stop it. It does not have to be this way," end quote. We've also heard in the past half hour from Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp, who issued this statement saying this is a day every parent dreads, and Georgians everywhere will hug their children tighter this evening because of this painful event. He pledged all of the state's resources to the families there in Winder, Georgia, and also to the investigation. Again, waiting on that press conference to begin. As soon as it begins, we will let you know how any new information that is coming out of Winder, Georgia, here from the WRAL Live Center.
Sure. All right, Brian, thank you.
9:30 a.m. The school day had just started at Apalachee High School near Atlanta when shots were fired.
It was just like a loud boom, as if a locker had slammed. So my teacher thought it was just like some kid acting foolish. So then she took a peek outside, and then we heard repeatedly the banging again, and that's when we could identify it was a gun.
Law enforcement swarmed to the scene while students sheltered in their classrooms.
The hard lockdown was placed, and then we ran to the back of the classroom, turned off the lights. I was shaking.
NBC News has learned there are 4 dead, many more injured.
We do have a suspect in custody, and we are asking for your patience as the media to please let us get the facts that we need to make sure we get this right.
After a lockdown was lifted, students were released. Parents and guardians arrived to take students home. Shirley Powers was worried about her grandson.
I feel sorry for the kids that they've had to experience such evil.
Kathleen Hardrick checked on her neighbor, a senior.
Yeah, he actually heard the shooting. He's like, they're shooting right across from my classroom. How does this happen?
Now a school and a community wait for an answer. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.